Hello everyone, and welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that it chose to join me today here on top of a sort of, it says a bridge, but I'm not really sure what this is. I don't know. People have said it's a mech. I think it's probably like a hovercraft sort of thing. It's got a lot of spewing things and an intake over there. I have no idea what exactly this is. I don't think anybody knows. In last episode, we were assailed by somebody, a guy called Koro and his crew members, that apparently is working for a guy called Salimeri. And he really wanted us dead. Well, actually, I don't know what he wanted, but he didn't like when I said mean things to him. So we killed him, because that's what I do. Righteous vengeance. It's not really my character style, but he tries to. We'll see. He tries to get the best out of the situation. And Koro apparently had a glove, and with that glove, he did something. So he's dead. One of them guys fled, and apparently that's always gonna happen. Yeah. So. Let's see what I can do here. Let me press tab, and we have that machine over there that we have used before. We got something over there. What is that? Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals hold the ancient weapon closed. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's what we need to use. Anyway, our objective is over there. Is that Koro's body? I thought this was Koro's body. Let's see what we have here. A Waller. This is a finely made armband and perhaps a bracelet for something larger than most humans. It is made, it's just for, it's an oddity. It's supposed to be sold. Over here we have a heal for 3 points of might. A great sword. Really? Awesome. That's interesting. It's a very interesting looking greatsword. It does look more like a longsword than a greatsword, but well. Let's see what we have over there. What is this over here? A spherical head hangs loosely from this stanchion. A single metal fiber holds it in place. Okay, that's not something for us to concern ourselves about. Let's see, what is this thing? A Lambert green fluid drips from the end of the device's nozzle. Is that what it is? And hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. If the valve still functions, this could be used as a weapon. Really? Okay, let's just get this done with and collect whatever is in Koro's body. The strong glass panel embedded in Koro's forearm is stained in blood. Beneath it, lights and indicators flicker in time with the spasms of energy at the deactivated breach ends. Okay, so I got quick... Oh, lore machinery. This is fantastic. Actually, lore mystical and lore machinery. So she's not really that great, but she has a lot of intellect points. So let's try and figure out how to deactivate this device. And it's good that I sent her because she is a little bit better than me. Don't let my character see her do this though. But let's see, 90% chance to hit. Well, not to hit, but you know, to succeed. What is that thing over there? Ooh, base difficulty. That's 60%, and then there's the bonuses. And I suppose cool stuff. Cool stuff. Okay, let's just go with that. And that is a success, of course. You carefully examine the exterior of the panel. After a few moments of study, you discover that an odd-looking protrusion is actually a latch. You move it, and the strong glass panel snaps open. Inside the device, you see a gently flashing button. When you press it, the light generators hum back to life. Oh, the bridges. That's what it was talking about. Although... Oh, this is protecting... Oh, I see. I see what the problem was. That was a fiasco, says Alijern. I hope you've learned something, kid. You can't trust her in any reality. I knew I couldn't trust Calistege. He thinks this is the last time I make that mistake. Well, excuse me? Are you suggesting I had something to do with Koro's plan? And again, I scan her thoughts. Oh, I cannot abide his rabid paranoia a moment longer. Oh, this might be a breaking point for them. Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the riff has seen in years? It's too convenient for me, too convenient by far. I don't think she had anything to do with that though, but because she was attacked as well. Look at her. They attacked me. It's what she's saying. They attacked me too. In case you missed that. Well, they didn't kill you. Maybe you intended for them to weaken us so you could stab us in our sleep tonight. He throws up a hand, forestalling Calistege's retort. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore, and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we traveled together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. Do we have 28 hours in a day? The Earth is not slowing that fast. It's slowing, but it's not... Or maybe this is very far into the future. That's interesting. He turns to you. You coming, kid? Or what? Yeah, Calistege, it was a little convenient. Yeah, let's go with that. Mess with her. Don't be absurd. Even if I had any interest in betraying you, do you really think that I would need Koro's help? I would simply do the job myself. Why dilute potential profits by introducing a cut-rate mercenary to the equation? Well, so you do admit you plan to profit off of him. He gestures at Callistege with his tattoo-covered arm. I told you she's not to be trusted. You haven't seen 1/10 of her deaths, not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, and this mess here only proves it. Well, always a paragon of class, Aligern. This is the thanks I get for coddling your pain-rattled judgmental weakness for far too long. I've had enough. And she turns to you. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Well, finally, something we agree on, he growls. Kid, she'll chop off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night by boot. It's up to you. Let it slip up, not by boot, to boot. It's up to you. Yeah. At this point, why can't I travel with both of you? Can't you just work it out? Well, she bursts out laughing. My dear boy, we have been working it out. Aligern's petulance, his obstinacy in... Is that how it's pronounced? In the face of fact, drive me away every day. He might be strong, but it's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a pained smile, as if you're doing me a favor by staying with me. Do you think I don't see your true self in all those echoes around you? That's you, Callistege, every facet of it. Your vivisectionist heart hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... yeah, I'll go with Aligern.
As you wish. Should you change your mind, I'll be at the order of truth. But don't bring the complainer. A farewell to you, child, and best of luck. You'll need it.
Does she leave me her inventory? And good riddance, says Aligern. He gestures towards the stair. Come on, whatever answers exist are up there. We'll find what you're looking for, what both of us are looking for. Yeah, I think we're looking for the changing god, aren't we? Anyway, now that you've dealt with Koro and his goons, you can breach on the city of Sagus Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform. Before you go, you may wish to take a moment to recover and search the bodies you of your defeated enemies for any equipment or valuables. Okay, that's actually really important because I hope... Of course she took whatever she had with her. Of course she did. That was really my bad. That was really my bad. Well, whatever. Let's see what we have over here. At least she didn't take anything from Koro. Ooh. Maybe she didn't. Or, no, this is just a range. Oh, actually, I might want to use that. Let's see. We got a 3 points of intellect healer right there. This is a cipher thick air snare. Confers knockdown, minus 45% evasion, and consumes movement to stand. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Not good against ranger attacks, or ranged attackers, I should say. We got another spray flash over there. We have an oddity, Knave's card. A playing card shows a grinning Nebovian child. When you rub your thumb over the card, it triggers an adaptive illusion that changes the face of the card, though you can't discover the trick to getting specific card faces to appear. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. Then that's that, isn't it? What is this thing up here? Probably another one of those heads or whatever. A sickly green crust scabs over numerous cracks and divots in this turret. Oh, it's a turret. Oh, this one is another one then. Okay. What is that down there? Did I check that? The strange lines and rippling forms of the sunken buildings are dramatically different. Yes, they are. And we didn't explore everything. Yes. Well, let's go back. We didn't see everything there was to see down here. I mean, we saw that, and I think we saw that as well. Or maybe we didn't. I think we did. Yes. But not these things up here. Well, not that thing up there for sure. So we're just two. Thick bubbles. Yeah, we did see that. All right, let's go. Let's see what that thing is up there. It's just a container. Hopefully good things will be in that. And 3 points of might, 3 points of intellect. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. Yeah, it's a shame that she takes our stuff with her. I guess we're probably not gonna need it. There we go. This metal door is just a little bit of money, I guess. This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rounds of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. It is firmly sealed. Let's examine it carefully. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines and right angles, and they seem to converge at circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces, others are actually many-sided polygons, and a few are marked by tiny apertures. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that resembles a knob, keyhole, or access device. You try touching both the flat planes of the door and the small bumps, but nothing happens. You knock lightly at first, and then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. It's soundproof, says Alexander. Fireproof, explosion-proof. No point in knocking. It's not going to open up. No, not going to open up. Not even for you. Let's try and examine it again. Yeah, there's nothing there. I suppose we need to come back here later. This is a different area. So, it's probably gonna be, accessible later, I would think. Anyway, let's get out of here. I like their animations, quite clearly 3D. You know, when they change directions. Well, maybe not quite clearly 3D. These are definitely not sprites, so they are 3D, but this is a sort of a 2.5D engine. Speaking of which, we need to find a way. Ooh, sleep location. I was gonna say that. We need to find a way to restore this thing without actually consuming our consumables. And I think I just found what that is. We don't have any sleep locations in here, of course. So let's just leave the area and see what happens. Oh. Looks like... Oh, I see. I saw screenshots of this place. Yeah. It's interesting how this game looks so amazing if you're close up, but if you just zoom back too much, it gets busy. And you know, busy pictures... Well, I guess it depends on... Let's get you to the cult of the changing god. They're encamped by the clock in that great square here. And we have people. A lot of people. Who's that guy running? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know. This stall stands empty. Deep ruts in the layered rugs hint at heavy furniture hastily moved when the last occupant vacated. Otero, why do you guys have names? Are they not just NPCs? Wind spins off the distant sea, sweeping between you and the boy, whistling up towards the peak of Sagus cliffs. He glances at you, then at crowds in the plaza beyond. He appears to be looking for someone. Would she have come to the city? He thinks. Doesn't seem like her kind of play, but... Saw you wandering down in the reef, he says. Did you get to that star before the others did? He looks back at your face and grins. Well, I guess not. That end of a face that's found good pick... what? That end of... Oh, that's not a face that's found good pick. Oh, come on. What? Am I really... Do I really look that bad? A lot of people went looking for the star, did they? Ooh, I changed... Blue Tide raised a tiny amount. Nah, not too many, he says. Gotta be a carker. Oh, so that's what they meant by what did you cark up around here. A carker to go down to the reef. That place is haunted. But despite his hard words, his eyes settle on yours, studying, deciding. His mouth settles into an irritated line. Look, he says, running a hand over his stubbled scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I... don't like leaving folk new to Sagas on their own. If you have questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. Of course, it looks like you already have a guide, he says, straight-faced to Alijern, although you might be better listening to someone with tastes, or anyone else who doesn't think living in a underbelly is a good idea. Oh, a little extra advice never hurt anyone, Alijern says placidly, and not everyone likes sleeping under the stars. Or fresh air, the boy replies, grinning. Or self-respect. Alijern rolls his eyes but subsides, smiling. Anyway, Otero says, what do you want to know? Oh, so he said, so let's see. This is called something reef. But he talked about the Circus Minor, the city. The city is probably the reef place, and the Circus Minor is probably where we are. This does look like a circus sort of place. And we have an aqueduct over here, although it looks like it's kind of oily up there. I mean, the water effect is a little bit oily. It could be just the graphical fidelity of the game, but I don't know. So, do you live here, Otero? Oh, not really. Walls are nice, but they keep you in one place. Like to move around, explore. I don't like being here much at all, really, he thinks. City folk are scarier than scroungers. Can I ask you about scroungers? So you don't have a home, huh? Well, don't need one. I carry my life with me. And he pats his bag. Well, I'm looking for the cult of the changing god. What? Shut up, I'm talking. Well, you're not going to be able to miss him, he says, smirking. They're camped around that weird clock on the other side of the square. And he settles his hands on his hips. What do you want with those carkers, anyway? They owe you something? Well, yeah, I suppose I might be able to... This guy is smart. I don't even know, he doesn't even act like a kid. He might not even be a kid, but... Should I take him... Let's let him think that he's smarter than I am. I just need to ask him a few questions. Oh, fair enough, he says, shrugging. Even Carkers get it right sometimes. So, where's the Order of Truth?
Updated my journal.
Thank you. Oh, in Government Square, he says. From here, follow the path around to the left and look for the stairs going up. Okay, so we're in the Circus Minor. Yeah, the heart of the city, he says, folding his arms. The levies and politicians will tell you that Government Square is the center of Sagus Cliffs. That's the name of the city right there. But they're not thinking right. He spreads his hands, framing the plaza. When folk come to Sagus, they come here. They talk and trade, flirt and fight, tell stories. Everyone who comes here lives different. His hands fall. Anyway, what do you want to know? Yeah, this guy definitely doesn't act like a kid. Huh. So what's happening on that stage over there? There's a lot of people around. Well, an execution, he says, rolling his eyes. It'll be going on for a few days yet. All these folks think they'll learn great truths from the nightmares of a dying man. He shakes his head. It's not worth my time, but it might be worth yours if you haven't seen one before. Really? Does anyone around here know how to fix complex machinery? He says, scanning the plaza. Prada? That's the bug lady in the market. It's pretty good with machines. You might ask her for advice. He rubs the back of his neck. Otherwise, he'll want to visit the foreman in the underbelly. They might be able to fix it if they can stop fighting long enough. The underbelly, huh? Okay, I assume that's under this part of the city. And look at this. This is the same building style that we saw underwater in the other place, the reef, the coral, some place that we came from. So let's see. Who should I speak to in the marketplace about? Let's go with that one. Not go with that one. What are you doing here anyway? Well, I just got back from a scrounge, he says. I'm here trading salvo for supplies before I set out again. Enjoying the sights, you know? His eyes sweep the crowds. Well, where would she have gone if she came here? And why? Okay, that's the second time he mentions she. So, let's see. Don't like being here at all. City folk are scarier. Would she have come to the city? Doesn't seem like her kind of play, but... Okay, so who's he looking for? Maybe that doesn't matter. You can't help but notice that he doesn't seem to be enjoying himself. He looks downright unhappy. Guilty, even. Yeah, who are you looking for? He flinches, then glares at you. At first, it seems like he's not going to answer. Well, a girl I met a while back, he says at last, looking away. She was new in town, like you. I'm just wondering what happened to her. If she's okay. He swallows. Anyway, you have other questions? It didn't look like she broke camp. More like she left in a hurry, he thinks. Yeah, I want to ask about something else. Let's see, what can you tell me about the city? Well, it depends what you want to know. I spend most of my time in Circus Minor, but there's other districts too. Government Square, Cliff's Edge. Was that where we came from? No. And Underbelly and Caravanserai. He scratches his chin. There's also the Reef of the Fallen Worlds, but you've already been down there. Yeah, I have. Tell me about these, tell me about that. Tell me about the reef. Only carkers, slavers, bullies, and diggers desperate for scrounge go there. And you, of course. He stares past you down the winding steps. Besides, folks think it's haunted by ghosts from the previous worlds, and I've seen enough down there to agree with them. Yeah, I saw, actually, there were pretty awesome oh, there's birds. Or fireflies, they kind of look weird. But you don't need me telling you what it's like. You're lucky you didn't get robbed on your way back, or worse. He eyes you expectantly. Yeah, actually someone named Koro attacked me. He's dead now, so I don't think he'll make that mistake again. And he might have seen the guy run off. Dominant tides have shifted. Silver tide raised a tiny amount. I still need to look into what that is. I want to see what my tides are. And this thing is amazing, by the way. You killed Koro? He says, squinting. Not saying I don't believe you, but beneath the slime, he was as hard as gallow glass as they come. I ain't seen him since he went down those stairs looking for the star. He looks up at you, eyebrows raised. Like you did? Well, believe it. I've never known anyone to charm their way out of a hole in the brains. Otero whistles. Yeah. I want to know about Caravanserai. Caravanserai. I don't know how to pronounce that. It sounds... The Serai part sounds Japanese to me. So it's got Caravanserai or something like that. I don't know. It's probably terrible. Yeah, but anyway. Let's go with Caravanserai. Oh, that's the port of Sagus, he says. Any ship that can't fly lands there. makes their trades, and takes off for foreign lands. He turns a scornful eye towards the distant flags on a high crag. Plenty to see right here in Sagus. Don't know why people insist on leaving. Well, maybe you do. Because you don't like it too much, do you? Do you now, little guy? What's in Cliff's Edge? A damn dangerous place to live, he says, laughing. Folks build their houses out on the ledge over the sea, and everyone gets upset when one of them falls. I hear it's been getting worse lately. Watch your feet up there. Yep. What about the underbelly? Imagine an underground place where the city sends everyone they don't like. Cannibal cultists, mutants. Oh, there's mutants. Awesome. Carkers and thugs. Now, as think like burning metal and cooking meat, that's the underbelly. Oh, it ain't that bad, kid. It has a good side. Yeah? Otero says, grinning. Well, if you ever find it, go ahead and let me know. You mentioned Government Square? I did, he says, nodding. But you can guess what's up there. Yeah, I suppose. What's in Government Square? Really? He says, looking pained. You want me to lay this out? Fine. The government. The government is in Government Square. I like him. I wonder if he can if he can join me, but most likely not because he doesn't have a face. His face would appear over here, wouldn't it? And the Order of Truth, he admits, but they're just as fancy as government folks. Okay. I want to ask you something else. Sure. I'm not going anywhere yet, anyway. So where can I find a place to sleep around here? Oh, the Cult of the Changing God might let you sleep in their camp, or you can try Tranquility's Rest in Caravanserai. Oh, really? That's that, I guess. Farewell. Yeah, see you around. Man, what a charming little guy. I mean, he really talks too well for his age, I suppose. Actually, I'm gonna go into the options here. There is a thing here in the interface called hide interactable. No, it's sound. There's a thing in here called hide something. Let me just go over here. Tide, feedback, skip, hide, movement parts. That's the one. Why didn't I see it before? And now they don't shout anything because they shout too much, and I don't enjoy that. Well, because I'm talking. Otherwise, it'd probably be awesome. Oh, we have something over here. There's no peace. There's not in the light, nor I didn't get a seer. Okay, let's see what this is. Twin creatures of a type you've never seen flank a central orb. Their cultural significance lost on you. Not in the light nor in the darkness, you are hunted by your past. That seer apparently is very aware of, I don't know what, actually he's probably more aware of who I am than I am myself. What is this? Armor of wildly different materials are arrayed neatly within the stall. Let's have a chat with the guy. I don't prophesize for free, pal. Well, don't I have money? I have money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Seriously, where's my money? Oh, over there. Shins are shiny, coin-like stuff. Okay, Mr. Arms Merchant. How do you work? Do you talk? Yes, he does. The sign over this stall says the arming room buy, sell, trade. Under the awning, a skinny man with stooped shoulders and a concave chest is cleaning a filth-caked weapon of some kind. He salutes you with a greasy hand. Down in a moment. Have a look around. If you need anything, let me know. So, what can you tell me about this place, about the city? A good place for the arms trade. Not much call for weapons in the city proper, it's true, but the levies keep things quiet, he shrugs. I get most of my business from mercenary companies. The endless battle draws them by the dozens. Explorers too, plenty of carkers save up their shins and kit themselves out, all fancy-like. Then they wander down the rift, or into the bloom, and never come back. Oh, really? Then that sounds like a great place to go and look for their stuff. I would like to know about the endless battle there and see what exactly the state, what the world is in, the state of the world. Oh, that's a dragon. Oh, you saw that. I saw it. It was a huge bird, or it could have been a plane, but it seemed, Okay, show me what you have for sale. That did, I'm not really sure I like that. So this is an oddity. I'm just gonna sell it. What do we have over here? We have ciphers. I can have 3, and you're gonna sell that mace for how much? 7. Not really. There's no real point in doing that. And I'm gonna wear this. Can I put it over there? Can I drag it?
Good balance.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so you're gonna use that rather than this thing. Oh, I can't rearrange my backpack. Sure. Whatever. What do we have? We have a buzzer, apparently. What is that? A well-used, carefully honed dagger. A dagger. It's a dagger. Oh, I didn't mean to buy it. Just bought it. Well, sell it again. I just wasted money. Ah, well, we're not gonna need it. Unless, actually, we might, but whatever. Sorrow stalks the streets, feeding on the marked. Beware her soul breath, her hateful eyes. So Sorrow is a female? Sure. What do we have over there? From a distance, these books and scrolls appear to be haphazardly piled together, but closer up, small plaques with categories inscribed on them reveal an order to the seeming chaos. So these guys are, I suppose, magical traders or something? Nearly every inch of this merchant's body is covered in tightly wound robes and furs. A hood obscures its head and a mask conceals its face. It caresses a cracked ancient scroll with dark fingers. It notices you and gently taps its similarly dressed companion on the shoulder, leaving a smudge of fibrous ink. Surprise embitterment. Apparently is the thoughts that I scan. Felinda recognized the thief at once, the creature says, crossing it. The creature? Okay, that's interesting. Crossing its swaddled arms. Perhaps he imagined that by speaking with Steristi, he would evade Felinda's notice. Unfortunately for him, nothing ever did. Okay, so I talked to Steristi, and he is not supposed to talk. Let's watch him work. The merchant's spread-fingered hands glide over a faded parchment with a faint sounds of quills scratching. Vibrant letters in an unfamiliar tongue appear in their wake. Isn't this like the scribes in Planescape Torment? Don't they write with their fingers? I think they do. That's interesting. Let's watch it work some more. Oh, something different is happening. The merchant again passes a hand over the page, and you hear the scrape of quill and paper. Dark letters emerge from the shadow of that hand, as if pulled from beneath the page. Okay. Why is your partner narrating me? Steristi ignores you or does not hear you. Why don't you talk? The merchant does not acknowledge your question in the slightest. Okay, farewell, I guess. And he just continues writing down stuff. Hey, Felinda. Nearly every inch of the merchant's body, I know. Neither Felinda nor Steristi could believe it, she says, but the thief had come back. Had he... That's an interesting way of talking. Had he come in shame, ready to return what he had taken? No, his hands were empty, his expression baffled. Felinda crossed his swaddled arms. Perhaps the thief had simply forgotten to return what he had borrowed, but this made him no less a thief. Are you narrating me? The thief said, trying to distract... That's funny. Trying to distract Felinda from the matter at hand, but the merchant would not be distracted. Besides, the merchant had been asked this question many times. Oh, I suppose you would, but you even think in narration, which makes total sense. She's not mocking us. She's probably just, oh boy, what the hell is that? She's probably just, it's the way she talks. Although, it's because it's a creature. These guys are probably not human or from Earth or something. I don't even know. We're probably not even alive. They could be machines or something. I don't know. 10 years ago, she says, this thief had borrowed a book. Felinda wondered if the scoundrel was possibly unfamiliar, rather, with the definition of the word. It did not mean taking a thing and keeping it, after all. Steristi pointedly returns to work, ignoring you both. Felinda sighs, massaging its temples with gloved hands. But in the end, Felinda took a deep, deep breath and asked the thief to simply return the sealed and overdue book with a 5-colored sigil on its cover. I'll find the book. You have my word. The thief declared, and Felinda was satisfied, temporarily. And with that, the merchant returns to its work as well. So Gold Tide has raised a tiny amount, and Indigo Tide raised a tiny amount as well. Why do you narrate everything I say, Felinda? The thief said, she says. But Felinda knew from long experience that there was no explaining it. The merchant kneels before a bookshelf, and jams book after book into the remaining spaces. This frustrated Felinda. After all, the two merchants were creatures of words, bound in metal and cloth, but whenever Felinda tried to bend these same words into explanations and answers, they crumbled and fell apart. They could not fold themselves around the truth. The merchant slams a final book into place, and so, Felinda said nothing. And once again, Felinda was exonerated. The thief knew he was a thief. Why won't you tell me why you're narrating everything I say? The thief pleaded. He still did not understand that Felinda wasn't speaking. That what the thief was hearing was the passage of time. She's just full of it, isn't she?
Making a note.
Felinda returned to the work at hand. But there we go, borrowed and lost. Apparently, the changing god has been borrowing stuff, and now we're gonna need to just leave with, I think that's gonna be a theme for this game, isn't it? We're gonna need to leave with the consequences of that guy's action, or our actions, I don't know. For right now, we just have amnesia, which is totally fine by me, but we also are out of time, which is, well, totally fine by me, because I'm gonna record the next episode right after, but you are gonna have to wait a day. Unless you're watching this not on the day of release, in which case you can go ahead and just click on the annotation on the upper left corner of this screen. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.